First of all, I want to thank again the media for coming. This is one of the best things I get to do all week. I get a chance to brag on our city employees. I get a chance to tell our community what our public safety officers are doing out there to keep us all safe. And so we're going to have another installment of Friday's Heroes and Employee of the Week. So we're going to start off today with our Employees of the Week, who are Daniel Martinez and Lee Conlon. And they've got some special guests with them here, it looks like, today as well. Also with me today is John Soliday, who's our Director of Solid Waste. We've told a couple of stories in my time as mayor about youngsters in our community who are engaged and who find it fascinating, the work that is done. We have 6,000 employees in the city of Albuquerque, and they do interesting things. And sometimes it captures the interest of our young folks. So I'm sure, as most of you know, that young boys absolutely get a kick out of seeing these huge solid waste trucks, and a lot of times the young ladies as well. I think we have a truck staged, don't we, down at Civic Plaza? One of our new trucks is down there. So Tommy Cavanaugh is one of those young boys that gets up early on Thursday mornings and during warm weather, maybe not this morning, or yesterday, and stands in his driveway to watch with his mom, Kathy. So Daniel Martinez, the area's residential collection driver, and Lee Conlon, at the time, who was the area's recycling collection driver, and who's now the residential collection driver, took notice of Tommy's enthusiasm. So Daniel and Lee decided that this was an opportunity to positively influence his week-to-week life and his general outlook. So they started stopping at his house and letting Tommy show off his own toy trash truck. Sometimes sharing it in on some homemade cookies that Tommy and his mom had made for them. And so what they're doing, these men are showing our community's youth a couple of things. They're showing the value of hard work. They're showing it's okay to have fun. They're showing that it's okay every once in a while as an adult just to stop and talk with a kid. And we're appreciative of that. And I'm sure that to them it just feels like another customer service job or just a simple wave or a simple honk of the horn. Kathy told us that it is so much more than that. She told us that by their friendly and kind gestures, they show her son that his heroes make time to acknowledge him and quite honestly make his whole week. So it is for their kindness and their willingness to engage our community's youth that Daniel Martinez and Lee Conlon are being recognized as this week's Employees of the Week. And I think they have a little bit of a surprise maybe for Tommy as well. You want to tell them about it a little bit?
Hey Tommy,
yeah, come on over here. Why don't you stand here in front of the talk where the microphone can hear you here a little bit.
Now, are you a Denver Bronco fan? You are?
When the gal says yes, you just go.
Well, we got you your Denver Bronco t-shirt.
Wow, very cool. Very cool.
Also, since we know you like the trash trucks, it might be a little big on you, but maybe you can grow into it. It's your own city shirt, and it has Oscar the Grouch on the back of it.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
We also got you a Frisbee and a couple of coloring books in here for you to take home, okay?
What do you say, Tommy?
And I think they're also going to take. You're going to take Tommy maybe on a tour of the recycling
Absolutely.
plant. So you get a chance to go down and see our brand new recycling plant where we take all the plastic bottles and we don't throw them in the trash anymore. We make other things out of them. So you'll get a chance to see that. And I think you're going to go down now also on Civic Plaza and get a chance to tour one of our new trucks as well.
I brought my truck for you to take a look at. And this bag actually used to be a water bottle.
How's that work?
There you go. That's for you.
Hey, John, you want some food? I'm gonna have John Soliday say a couple of words too about our employees of the week here, and then we've got our weekly award that we're going to hand out. We'll do that.
Now, I just want to start off by thanking Mrs. Cavanaugh for taking the time to let us know what our folks are doing out there every day. On an average weekday collection, we pass by 35,000 homes. I have 70 drivers out making collections twice, one for recycling and one for trash. And we don't always hear about the great things our people do. Clearly, these two drivers set the bar high, and that's what we expect of our people. So it's really nice of you to take the time to recognize them. Thank you.
Thanks so
Appreciate
much.
it.
So what we do for Friday's Heroes, gentlemen, each week we have an Employee of the Week mug that we hand out for our Employees of the Week. We also have a certification, a certificate that shows that you're the Employee of the Week, and we have a letter for your personnel files, and we'll sort these out here in just a few minutes. But number one, just want to thank you for what you do out there every day. This is not the first time we've had a story about solid waste. Just taking a little bit of time. We've had people who've fallen in their driveways. We've had children who are enamored with the equipment and who want to see an adult out there doing great things to keep the cities beautiful, our city beautiful. And so thank you for that. And to John wasn't expecting this, but I want to thank John. You know, John was my COO for a period of time. He was our solid waste director, and then the COO, and then back to solid waste. And in my first term, we started a program to really rebuild the fleet at solid waste. When I got here as mayor, boy, you know, you went down to solid waste and there were a lot of trucks leaking hydraulic fluid. There were a lot of trucks with old tires on them. It was in pretty sad shape. And so John helped us implement a program, and through our fee program and through the citizens that we serve, we've been able to start recapitalizing our fleet. So if you went down to solid waste now, you're going to see newer trucks. You're going to see, I think, an improvement in morale. You're going to see people with safer equipment. And then when you add on the fact that we've got great leaders inside the department, I think it really adds a lot of value. So and that's what we do. We take fees and taxes, and we return them back to our community in a way that matters. So fellas, thanks so much. Congratulations. Keep up the great work. So on January 2nd of this year, we were all riveted to our televisions, and we were all really concerned because a little one in our community, Caraline Leon-Alcocar, was in the back seat of her mom's car with her mom standing just feet away when a man jumped into the car and took off. That is a worst case scenario for any community. The car was found shortly thereafter, but Caraline, as you remember, was nowhere to be found. This prompted an Amber Alert and a citywide search for Caraline in the city of Albuquerque. At about that time, at the Northwest Area Command, Officer Chris Poccia, who's here with us today, who's also a active duty military, reservist,
National Guard.
National Guard reservist, who's been gone for a couple of weeks. Otherwise, we would have done this sooner. Who is back? He was finishing his 8-hour shift. He voluntarily decided to extend his shift to help find Caraline. So he joined Guardians of the Children. If you remember from the stories you saw, they came out to help us look as well, going door to door and asking for information. At about 1 o'clock in the morning, in near freezing temperatures, Officer Poccia was driving by a parking lot and looking for signs of the little girl. Suddenly, in his spotlight, he saw a glimpse of purple, which he knew was the color of Caroline's coat. So we've all seen what happened next from the lapel camera video. It just gives you goosebumps when you see it. He got out of his car. He ran to the little girl sitting on the ground, alone, cold and scared. He held her to keep her warm, to comfort her while he called for paramedics, and then he took her to the hospital for further evaluation. After Officer Poccia has been cleared from the scene, he did not go home. He went back to the hospital to make sure that Caraline was doing all right, and he went to return a small cross that she had left behind. If you remember the story, she was holding a small cross when Chris found her. And so it's for the commitment of Officer Poccia, what he demonstrated that night, and that is why he's being recognized as today's Friday's hero. We still have the $5,000 reward out there for any information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the person responsible for this. If anybody has any information, we want you to call 242-COPS and get us that information as soon as you can, because it is still an active investigation. And so I'm going to have Chief say a few words, but a couple of things, Officer. We appreciate what you did that day. We appreciate what you do each and every day as an Albuquerque police officer. We appreciate your service to our nation, and we're glad you brought your family with us today so that we can say thank you personally and just let our community know the kind of heroes that they have working at APD. It makes a big difference for our community every day. I'm going to have Chief say a few words, and then I've got an award I'd like to give you.
Yes, sir.
So.
Well, Chris, Chief, just thank you so much for what you do every single day. Well, what you did that night and early into the morning is exceptional service. It really, really is. You took the time after the end of your shift, you held over to make sure that you were part of the team that was out there looking for her. And I think all of us were touched by the compassion you showed her when you approached her, to let her know that she would be safe and she would be okay. I'm sure those words of assurance she'll never forget. I know we'll never forget. But I think that's also reflective of what a good dad you are.
Thanks,
And it's your character and nature who makes you who you are. So thank you not only for your service to the Albuquerque Police Department, but to our country. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chief.
So those of you who come to Friday's Heroes know that we had a special coin commissioned for this exact purpose, and I'd like to give you with our gratitude and thanks today's Friday's Hero coin. And once again, man, just be safe. Keep doing the great work that you're doing. We appreciate you very much. You've got a beautiful family, and God bless you, man, for what you're doing.
Thank you very much,
Thanks a
Mr.
lot.
Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.